Joe Manchin refused to listen to our pleas for help. He said, "I'm not changing. Find somebody else who can beat me and vote me out." So, I took him up on it. I'm running for U.S. Senate for the beautiful state of West Virginia, and my name is Paula Jean Swearingen. AMA, X post, R, political_revolution. Ask questions over here at R, political_revolution. I'm Paula Jean Swearingen, and I'm running for U.S. Senate in West Virginia. Barely 5 months ago, I was standing at a town hall where Joe Manchin was supposed to be listening to his constituents in Charleston, West Virginia. I've been a social and economic activist for many years, and I heard that he was at this town hall, just minutes after I got off work. I left in such a hurry that I didn't even have money for the toll. I had to leave an IOU instead. I was desperate to speak to him because my community had suffered so much, and I held on to the hope that he would hear me. Instead of cooking dinner for my youngest son, yet again, I went on a mission to beg for my children's future. I wanted them to have clean water, clean air, and a stable economic future. I was especially frustrated because the most polluting coal baron in West Virginia, Jim Justice, became my Democratic governor. His mountaintop removal coal mining operation is just 3 miles from my house, and continues to put silica dust in the air and my children's lungs daily. When I approached my senator, I told him about the water pollution, air pollution, and the fact that I buried most of my family because of coal mining with diseases like black lung and cancer. I told him that we all deserved clean and safe jobs. We would have to agree to disagree, he told me, as he tried to bid the coal miners in the crowd against me. When I told him about my family dying, he turned to them and said they needed jobs as if that was more important than their own safety, and their families and surrounding communities being poisoned and dying. Not only did he act like he was immune to my struggle as a coal miner's daughter, he tried to divide and turn our community against one another. We shouldn't have to fight each other for basic human rights like clean water, clean air, and have access to jobs to provide for our families. Little did Joe know that the coal miners in the crowd met and stood with me afterwards, and we talked about real solutions, not just slogans. A month earlier, Sen. Manchin taunted voters to kick him out of office if they didn't like what he was up to. "What you ought to do is vote me out. Vote me out. I'm not changing. Fine. Somebody else who can beat me and vote me out," he said. So, after my encounter with the senator, I decided to take him up on his challenge. I was going to take his seat from him, and return representation to the people of West Virginia. Like most of my generation, I was born a coal miner's daughter and granddaughter. I have lived most of my life watching the progression and regression of coal. I have witnessed firsthand the impact it has on our health and communities. I have lived poverty and in prosperity. I have tasted polluted water. I have enjoyed some of the cleanest water in the world that no longer exists. I have dealt with the suffering of burying family members far too soon and too young. I have lived in cancer-clustered communities. I live with the worry that my children will get cancer. I have watched my neighbors suffer on their way to the same fate. I can't help but feel overwhelmed with the frustration of what will happen to the people of Appalachia. The promise of coal means more pollution, more cancer, and more black lung. The companies are still blowing up our mountains, burying our streams, destroying our heritage, and devaluing our quality of life. We have no promise of a stable economic future with the market for coal being down. It has always been an unreliable and unstable economic resource. As many communities are forced to live in conditions comparable to a third-world country, people fear how they are going to provide for their families. No man or woman should have to choose between poisoning one child and feeding another. It's past time to end the fear that divides us. We need to start standing up for each other. There are alternatives. We can invest in a diverse economy. I, for one, don't want my children to inherit the struggles that we have had to endure. I'm proud to be a Justice Democrat and a brand new Congress candidate. That means I take $0 in corporate donations or PAC money. Zero. I rely on 100% individual small donors. I've watched how corporate money can twist even good politicians. I watched it happen to Senator Manchin. I voted for him, long ago, but I no longer recognize that man I voted for. It also means I support the brand new Congress platform, including Medicare for all, free public higher and vocational education, and moving to an expanded economy for West Virginia and America, based on renewable energy. Social media links. Website Facebook Twitter info links. Ballotpedia Wikipedia. Other important links. R. Justice Democrats R. Brand new Congress R. Swearing in 4 Senate. Donate to my campaign. Sign up to volunteer. Platform.